Good to see you.
Lovely
This
to
is
be
a
here.
cracker, The Corrupted. It reminded me in a way of an updated Mona Lisa. You know that amazing film with Bob Hoskins? It was like that.
Yeah.
It had that sort of edge and quite darkness about it.
Yeah, it is definitely in that sort of genre area, and Long Good Friday, that sort of world,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you see this, you know, nefarious criminal deeds going on, and you also sort of get a little bit of insight into their motivations and their lives, you know.
Sort of based kind of on truth, maybe?
I believe so. It's terrifying to
Which is
think
really
so.
worrying.
No, you've got wonderful. You've got Hugh Bonneville and Sam
Yeah,
Claflin and his brother Joe Claflin, who's, you know, they work wonderfully together. I mean, there's a massive sort of tension between them as characters of love and disappointment. And I mean, there's some moments of, you know, horror in it, but it's not sensationalised.
No, not at all. It's
you know.
very, very credible and
Yeah,
very
yeah.
authentic, that's
Yeah.
for sure. When you go see it and when you watch it, can you watch it without, well, in the way that I would watch it, because it must be very difficult if you're in it.
Well, I
Do you know what I mean?
I don't like ever watching myself. I think,
know?
oh, for goodness sake, get off. But I actually watched it on Saturday,
Right.
Because I've missed most of the other screenings, and I thought, goodness me, this is a really good film, you know. And I was on the edge of my seat, and I forgot that I was in it. So I was a bit, I mean, and then every time I came on, it put me off. But no, but then I really, really thought this is a real, you know, straight down the line, true, honest crime thriller, as well as having some, you know, there is a. It's not, you know, it's not overcomplicated in its depth, but there are sort of echoes in it for all sorts of. You know, there's emotion in it, and there's a question in it about who is actually the most corrupted. Are the people who are on the floor doing all these nefarious deeds, or are it the people at the top? You know,
allowing it to happen and enabling it all.
Enabling it and pulling the strings of it, as in Hugh Bonneville's character, who's a very urbane, you know, some kind of government figure that, you know, seemingly, you know, has our best interests at heart, but is in fact creating the entire mouse that goes on. And my character, who's this very amiable psychopath, you know.
You do amiable psychopath very well.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, your job is to try and, however, you know, evil or seemingly evil on the face of it, characters you play, is to try and work out what motivates them, how they get to where they are, what sustains them. You know, and this character I play is as sort of, you know, as violent as he is at moments. He convinces himself that his aims are true, that he's trying to create this, you know, he's always making up for the fact he was an orphan and that he was trying to bring to his community this you know, this better way of living and so forth, you know. Somebody said a wonderful thing, you know, in the minds of evil men, when they do bad, they're doing good, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And they sort of convince themselves that they are.
Yeah,
it's remarkable. It's remarkable.
You know, as you say, there's some wonderful, you know, Sam Claflin and his brother Joe and Noel Clarke and Hugh Bonneville, you know, David Heyman. There's just a wonderful cast.
Yes,
you know.
again, I mean, I get it's like yourself. I've never seen David Heyman in anything bad.
No,
it's a bit like yourself. It really is. It's really good. There's
Well,
so much going on
try
just
and
now.
avoid the stuff that people don't like. You know, you don't always get it right.
No, that's true. But you've got The Corrupted going on, the ITV Hatton Gardens, that's coming up. You've been working with Keely Hawes, who's fantastic. She's really good. It could not be more different. And Vanessa Redgrave. So you put yourself about.
I do. I mean, all the trouble is it all piles up. You do all these things. It
comes out at the same time,
Yeah, you know, you go from people saying, "Oh, whatever happened to him?"
Yeah, remember him.
You remember him, and then thinking, "I'll get him off. He's overexposed. You never see his name. You can't." But no, I mean, all these things seem to be coming up back to back. But yeah, it's lovely. I mean, I always say, people say, "Oh, you've been around." I'd say, "Yeah, you know, I've been 40 years. I've been at it." I always just say, "Yeah, it's nice to have been tolerated on a long-term basis." You know, I mean,
it's great, and I know that ages ago you lost weight for a role.
I did,
and you've managed to. Now losing weight's real hard, but you've kept it off. Did you completely change your lifestyle? Did you just change it?
I did really.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if I was going to write a diet book, it'd be 2 pages.
Go on then.
Right? First one is, food and booze is lovely and exercise is horrible, right? Turn over the page. If you eat too much, you put on weight, and you drink too much, you put on weight. If you eat about the right amount, you don't.
I know.
And that's it, really.
That's it, really?
I mean, there are sadly anomalies where people find it harder.
Yeah.
You just have to work out. It's a bit like having a car, isn't it? if you had a car with a big bag around it, and every time you put the petrol in it, and there was too much, it all spilled out into the bag. The more it spilled out, that bag would go all around.
And you'd have a big, massive car.
And you'd have a great big car with a big bag around it, full of petrol.
And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
No.
How do you unwind? What's the thing that you love to do, just to kind of chill with you and your lovely wife?
I try and sit very still for a while, or we do a bit of boating.
Yeah,
you know.
I know. That's a great way to relax.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It is. Or kill you. Yeah, I mean, I have... you know, because I started on canals, and then I ended up on the sea, and it's love. I have a sort of abusive relationship with the sea, love affair with the sea. I'm 49% in love of it, and 51% totally afraid of it. But it's you know, it slows the world down when you're on a boat, and you can see, you know, and turning up, you know, in a place that you've never been to, particularly in another country, you feel like Marco Polo, even if it's been 15 miles or something, you know. I mean,
you've discovered it. You put your flag down. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So there's so much, like I said, so much going on in your life, and you never stop, and please don't.
Well,
just keep doing what you do.
Well, if I continue to be tolerated, may the long-term basis get longer.
It will. It sure will.
I'll try not to get on your nerves.
Oh, no, you never do.